This is the Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 153. We focus on relationships, sports, pop culture, and politics from a managed point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, Olympic sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson got disqualified for smoking weed.
Damn, disqualified for smoking weed. What did she run? The 420?
That's good, man. We have a post-nut story from a guy who regrets letting his one-night stand turn to two.
Regrets? As long as that one night it didn't turn into a marriage, I don't see the problem.
He's still in the lead. Man, Bill Cosby is home, and Dodgers ace Trevor Bauer could be in trouble. He could be going away pretty soon. We'll be talking about all that and more right now. This is MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I'm Kamal.
And we're helping you to understand the man you love. Let's get to the news, Kamal.
Let's get into that shit, man.
This week we celebrated the 4th of July.
Word up.
Yeah, man. Also known as White People's Juneteenth.
That's what they call it?
That's what they call it, dog.
Yo, dude, a man in Austria... Switching gears. A man in Austria was bitten by a python at his home.
Damn.
Yeah, the man said he felt a nip in the genital area shortly after sitting on the toilet.
Ew.
Kyle Irby, when snakes mistake them for animals, maybe it's time to shave your balls, man.
That's the first clue, bro.
That's the first clue. It's time to shave these puppies.
Oh man, you know what I think of? I think of snakes. This I'm about to get segue of the year. When I think of snakes, I think of Indiana Jones. Come on.
Okay.
Remember he hated snakes.
Yeah.
Speaking of India, doctors in India are accused of giving.
From Indiana to India. Speaking of India,
but he was in like part 2. I think he was in India though. Remember with the brains and some shit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so doctors in India are accused of giving out fake COVID vaccines come out with only salt water in them.
That's cold.
That's messed up, man. Some people thought they were fine because the salt water shots actually took away their sore throats. They're like, wow. All of a sudden, my throat feels great, man. Maybe they worked, right?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't, man. Hey, man, listen, come on. They should have known that the head guy in this scam was fake. His name was Dr. Bombay. Yeah.
Oh, is Bombay in India too?
Yes.
Ah, look at you.
Look at that. Look at that little clever little. I was like, that fell in my lap, dog. You got to take it.
Yo,
What's
President Biden's son, Hunter. You know Hunter Biden?
Of course, man.
Yeah, well, he came up with a plan for prostitutes to join unions for their protection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, join unions for their protection. Footnote.
Yes.
Unions is the name of the pimp who sells Hunter Biden drugs. Same guy.
With an S?
Yep,
with an S on the end?
Yeah, man.
His name is Unions.
He's like, yo. Join him for protection.
Listen, I really could imagine a pimp named Unions with an S, with a Z at the end. Oh, that's Unions, dog. That nigga don't fuck with Unions. Don't
fuck with Unions.
He don't play
man.
that fuck shit, bro.
No, sir.
Hey, come out. Good news, man. The NBA Finals are here.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. It's the Phoenix Suns versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Here, you know what's weird to me, man? In football, when you play a playoff game in Wisconsin, like Milwaukee's in Wisconsin, the field is literally frozen, right? Mm-hmm. I bet the Suns are like, man, I wish we could play the game outside. It would be no contest, Cabal. No. Niggas would melt, right?
None whatsoever.
Yeah, man. But look, check it out, man. Chris Paul is playing in the finals for the first time, man. Isn't that great?
That is great.
Yeah, man. Turns out all he had to do was practice on his own every day, get more sleep, and leave the Clippers. That's it, man. That's all he had to do, dog.
That's always, that's always like a key component to getting to the finals.
Yes.
Like leaving the Clippers.
Leave the Clippers, man. That should have been step one, man.
Greener pastures are always on the other side.
Oh, man. And speaking of the Phoenix Suns, man, if the Phoenix Suns lose the series, Trump fans in Arizona are going to want to recount the score. That's going to happen, come on.
Oh, call for an audit and all of that?
Oh, all that. That's guaranteed, bro.
Oh, my And they're never satisfied.
Never satisfied.
These guys are never satisfied. They never quit either.
They never quit. They
never quit.
Resilient.
Yo, John Langley. You ever heard of this guy?
No.
He was the creator of the long-running TV series Cops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has died doing a road race in Mexico, a family spokesperson said. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Died doing a road race. Too bad there wasn't any cops around to get him to slow down.
That would have been nice, right? Bad boys, what you want, what you want?
Slow it down, buddy. All right,
with the camera too, right?
Yeah. Followed them around.
Yeah, man. I'm sure you heard about this one come out. Scottie Pippen called Phil Jackson a racist.
Oh, two of my least favorite people in sports history are beefing. So, yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, apparently after practice, instead of telling the Bulls to hit the showers, Phil would tell the cops to hose him down.
With water hose.
Yeah, man. That's how they got down, man. But Robert Horry, you love Robert Horry from the Lakers.
Big Shot Bob.
Big Shot Bobby, man. He said that he knows Phil Jackson is definitely not a racist because when Phil was coaching the Lakers, Horry never heard Phil Jackson say something racist more than twice.
It's always that two races.
Yeah.
Minimum. You gotta have
two. You got two. You're good. I only heard him say something twice.
Yeah, you gotta say it twice.
Yeah.
Yo, during a news conference Monday, the Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers spoke about the steps taken to improve and preserve his mental health.
Oh.
Yeah, conversely, that's the same thing the Packers fans will do if Rodgers decides to retire.
What are they gonna do?
Preserve their mental health.
They're gonna need to. They're gonna have to, right? They're gonna have to try because they're gonna. Hey, it's gonna be sad times in Green Bay, dude.
Yeah,
you don't get three.
He's talking
man.
about it.
He's talking
about retiring. You know, that's like an insider.
Yeah, no. He's threatening retirement, basically, right?
Oh yeah. Well, he doesn't want to play there anymore.
Yeah,
he wants to be traded.
Yeah, he's mad about Jordan Love. Is his name Jordan Love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me just tell you, man. Green Bay Packers know if he leaves, they're in trouble. I hope Love is the truth, but you don't get 3 Hall of Famers in a row. It usually don't work like that. Come out. Hey, man, Bill Cosby wants to do comedy again.
Okay, I don't know if that's a good idea, but okay.
Some of his critics agree they don't want him to come to their town, but Bill, he's not taking no for an answer.
That Bill.
Don't mess with Bill. Leave me alone.
No, sir. Yo.
What's up, bro?
Going back to your earlier segment about 4th of July.
Oh, my God. Why not do it then? But hey, fuck it, right?
Speaking of the 4th of July, when you were speaking earlier, Matthew McConaughey said America is a young country and was basically going through puberty. How that makes sense because when you go through puberty, you get extra horny. And America's been trying to fuck black people for years. Trying.
That's a good one, man. That is our news for today. We come back. We have some feedback. And after that, we have a posting up from a guy who regrets letting his one-night stand turn into 2. We'll tell you what happens soon. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, guys? I sure hope you're enjoying the show. If you like it, I invite you to go to our website, themrapodcast.com, and catch up on over 100 episodes that we have in store for you.
You ain't working. You might as well check us out.
And if you want some more, go over to The World According to Cheryl and check me out on Cheryl Underwood's podcast. We post content there every single day. We have her normal radio show labeled SUR, and then the Cheryl Underwood podcast, where we get in her personal business every Friday. Then on the weekends, we have the specialty shows that range from Late Night Cupcake to Auntie Cheryl's House Party to our gospel show, Spiritual Nourishment.
You gotta check out The World According to Cheryl, even though I ain't on it.
We got some feedback, homie.
Do we now?
Yeah, my sister said gonna need the MRA to weigh in on this Lamar Odom thing. So, Kamal, we gotta talk about it a little later, right?
Got you.
Yeah, my oldest son, Junebug, said, I'm at work listening to the stepson prank crying, trying to hold my laughter. That's hilarious when you try to pretend like you're just working and you try to hold that laughter because you're at work. The stepdad walking away silently, head down and shaved, took me out. I'm done. This is, if y'all didn't hear it, man, it was probably funniest since MC Kevin, man. Funniest moments is the death of MC Kevin.
Dude, hey, man. I like the fact that your boy laughs at the same silly shit that probably we shouldn't be laughing at.
This is our two favorite segments. Hey, man, the apple don't fall far from the tree. He also agrees it is the fucking hilarious shit that's hard to even contain yourself. That MC Kevin shit had us laughing out loud. And now the dude, the fucking father, oh, man, he said his foul got this grown man in hell like he's dealing with a school bully. Oh, man, that was funny, man. If you didn't hear it, go back last week. It had us in stitches. You'll probably like it too. And last but not least, Lizzie in Portland said, I cannot figure out the intrigue about this dude, Nick Cannon. I am like, whoa, where did this dude get this much clout? Not hating on him in particular, but I am intrigued about that he's in the middle of the road guy. I thought for looks, wealth, intelligence, personality, or maybe that's just me. This is so baffling. Oh, so baffling. I know some women don't mind being baby mama number one of like 3, but I'm surprised these chicks are signing up to be baby mama. You know, obviously 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Kamal, how do you think Nick is pulling this off?
I think this is all some recent stuff, man. I think that Nick. Here's the thing. I think I told you this a while back, man. When dudes get to talking that shit, when Nick is into that black shit and that history shit and all that stuff, man. Like, I know when I was in college, like, it was always like one dude over there philosophizing about life. And the black man, they always had like 2 or 3 chicks sitting on the grass with him.
Oh, yeah.
They're always interested in that stuff, man. These guys, like, they get deep.
The smart guy.
The cult leaders always got, a gang of wives and all of that. I'm not saying Nick isn't a cult, but he is talking that shit and that deep shit. And it's like he's well read and he's studying and all of that. And, man, people are attracted to that.
Yeah, and I would say this to Lizzie.
And and he's like a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, so it's like he may not be close to Jay-Z, but I mean, when you say middle of the road, you're talking about as far as millionaires go. So he's probably, I don't know his net worth, but I wouldn't be shocked if he had 20 mil. And
no, he's got to be worth more than that, Kyle.
So that's my point. So if he's worth more than 20 mil, man, you could do well with 100,000. You can get some decent ones for 100,000. Imagine what you can get for 300,000. Imagine what you can get for $1 million.
Because these rappers aren't anywhere near his dough. And the thing about it is, we know Nick his pullout game is not the strongest, so that's always attractive too.
Yeah, hilarious. But not just that, man. It's not like he's pulling, he ain't pulling Michelle Obama. He ain't pulling Oprah Winfrey here. He's pulling just women that are they look good, but we don't know their substance and all that stuff. So anyway, we come back. We have a post-nut story from a guy who regrets letting his one-night stand turn to 2. We'll tell you what happened next. It's the MRA Podcast. According to Webster's dictionary, being in post-nut mode is when you have a clear mind and you can make sound decisions as if you just busted a nut.
Yeah, I don't know if Webster actually said that.
No, he didn't. But our listener Big Easy Q told us all about it and we can relate. Women, men. So listen, if you have a story of when you did something foolish.
In pre-nut mode?
Yeah, something really dumb. Maybe it was top grime. Especially something in pre-nut mode you don't want nobody to know about. Hit us up. We'll tell the world. We can all laugh at your expense and hopefully you'll learn from your mistakes.
Aristotle once said, the results of pre-nut mode is the best teacher. I think he said some shit like that.
Send us your stories at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That's dearirby@themrapodcast.com. And now it's time for a post-nut mode story, only on the MRA Podcast. Okay, this one is from Stefan in LA. He said, I met this girl at a club. I take her home. I hit it the first night. The next day, she asks if I'm going to ghost her and never call her again. That was my plan. But I didn't want to seem like a bad guy, so I took her to this outdoor concert the next weekend. What a guy, Kamal.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, man. We are there having a good time. We go to the restroom, and it's all porta potties. The line is an hour long. She goes up to the front and starts begging people for cuts. I stand off to the side. This isn't my style. Everybody's telling her no. But this one giant redhead guy gets an inch from her face and yells, no. I walk over to check on her. She says, "Are you just going to let him talk to me like that?" Before I can answer, the guy hits me in my nose and starts wailing on me. We all get kicked out of the concert. I left her there. I wish I would have left her at the club, Stefana in L.A. Man, where'd he go wrong, Kamal?
Going against his better judgment.
He should have just ghosted.
Yeah, I mean, that was his initial instincts, man. The ghost.
Yeah, man.
But here's the thing, ladies. We don't want to seem like bad guys. If her perception of him, because he's thinking, well, you know what, man? We had the one night, we have fun. Now I'm moving on with my life. But her perception of him would be, he's a bad guy. Well, hey, I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah.
So let me take you out to this outdoor concert.
Yeah.
I don't really know you that well.
Don't know you like that.
And because, you're obviously not a patient person. And, you caused me to get my ass beat.
Fucking around with you, man.
Fucking around with you. I get well doing at a club and get kicked out the concert.
Dude, he owes her nothing. And this is the hard part, ladies. Because of the standards that you guys are putting forth, because it's definitely not our standards, he ended up having to stretch something out that wasn't meant to. Now, I can see if he lied and said he wanted to marry her, but I'm guessing they both consensually agreed to just hang out that night. They didn't necessarily say how long it was going to be, but he one nights her, he's a bad guy. He wipes her, he's a good guy. I'm just saying you might want to investigate those rules because they don't necessarily feel the fairest. They feel like they shade towards you, and it feels like manipulation when you say, and like I said, unless he lied and said he would, it feels like manipulation when you say, unless it's done your way, this other person is a bad guy. We come back, speaking of guys that people are saying a bad guy, Bill Cosby's free. Some are celebrating, some are embarrassed that they're celebrating. We'll get into this next. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, if you're digging the show, then please tell somebody. People might say something to you like, hey man, what podcast you listening to? And that's when you say the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Or the MRA Podcast with Kamal and Kyle.
All right, Kamal, this is the moment we have not been waiting for. Hard to talk about Bill Cosby, man, because you always got to be careful if you have any kind of empathy for the man, because Phylicia Rashad, she knows the man better than a lot of people. She had his back. She tweeted, "Finally, a terrible wrong is being righted. A miscarriage of justice is corrected." Now, by the letter of the law, she's absolutely right. It was a miscarriage of justice. But people can't hear that because all they can think about is the fact that, hey, y'all, you're not having any empathy for the alleged victims. But when you are Phylicia Rashad in this situation, if you are Bill, you know her like she knows, she don't know a rapist. She don't know a guy slipping drinks. She don't know that. So it's really hard from her perspective to think that these women are telling the truth, because she's like, I worked with this man on this show for many years and he never tried anything with me. So from her perspective, she can't understand. Go ahead.
It's not just that he never tried anything with her. If she's never heard anything about it,
yeah,
people assume. I keep hearing these things like everyone knew what he was doing. Like, I heard Sinbad say that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like Sinbad is a good friend. He's like, I never heard none of it.
I don't know this person you keep talking about.
Phylicia Rashad is the same way. She's like, dude,
yeah.
I don't know this person, and I didn't hear about this person. So it's not like he didn't do it to me.
Yes.
This is all news to me.
Yes. And so when you're, it's kind of hard. People don't want to put themselves in other people's shoes, but you got to, because from the victim's perspective, they're like, man, look, trust me, he did this. And we got 50, 60 other women that said he did it. Now, we've talked about this before, Kamal. Every woman on the list of, let's just say 80, didn't accuse Bill of the same thing. But some of those accusations, a lot of them, they add up to sound pretty bad for Bill Cosby.
Worst case, man, Bill Cosby is a very, very sick man. He gets off on, having sex with like passed out women.
Yes.
Best case is he was just totally misreading the room. Like during the deposition, he was saying that he admitted to like acquiring Quaaludes and other drugs to provide to women to have sex with them. Now he admitted that, but still maintains his innocence. So he says this is what the chicks of those times wanted to have. This is what they needed to have or wanted to have sex. And so if he's assuming all chicks, this is how they all get down, in his mind, he's not spiking the drinks.
In his mind.
In his mind.
Just getting the party started.
He's getting the party started.
This actually happened to me one time. I was partying with some guys, and somebody spiked all the drinks with ecstasy. And my boy came up to me and was like, hey, man, I know you don't get down like that, so, hey, just understand, don't drink that drink because it's spiked with ecstasy. Now, I was bothered by it. Actually, I wasn't that bothered by it because I was just like, oh, that's just how they get down. The more time that passes, the more I get angry. But at the time, I was like, whoo, thanks for telling me. But now I'm like, man, how do you assume that that's what I wanted in my body? How do you assume that? And that's my point of like, sometimes people really think that it's cool. The guy wasn't trying to have sex with me. He was just trying to get the party going. And Bill might have been in that same category. But if he's spiking drinks thinking that's how to get the party started, we agree that is wrong if that's what he was doing.
Yeah, I read all of those complaints, the 60 different women, and the vast majority of them said like he was giving them drinks, and they felt woozy, or they woke up a day later or hours later, and Bill's there or Bill's gone, and they felt like, the panties are gone or something like that. So cool. I guess it's like, can two things be true, Kyle? My question: Can a man be a monster and on one hand, and on the other hand, do great things?
Absolutely. Because we all have that dichotomy. We all have the ability to be a great person and a bad person. R. Kelly makes great music, but it really seems like he is sick and dark.
The difference between R. Kelly just makes good music. He's a good artist.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Bill Cosby, take away his sex life or, those deeds. And to me, he's a great man. He's donated millions of dollars. He had a great vision. I mean, he fights for like the right things. I mean, honestly, I could see Bill Cosby as an uncle who sometimes I disagree with because of the age difference, and but I know he means well.
Yeah.
And so like, I think Bill Cosby, aside from his art, I was a fan of the man.
Yeah.
What he did for HBCUs and what he did for like black, the images of black people and the representation and making sure people of color were behind the camera and not just in front of the camera. I mean, Bill Cosby has done a lot for black culture.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? And so
Absolutely.
It's like, can that guy also be, a monster?
He absolutely can be. Yeah, most likely is. We got to move on, man. Real quick, let's talk about this Rachel Nichols thing because it's the final started yesterday, and Rachel Nichols got in trouble. So let me just tell you quickly. Maria Taylor, that's the tall, slender. She's on there with Jalen Rose a lot. Anyway, so last year, allegedly, Rachel Nichols was in her hotel room, and she's caught on a hot mic talking about the fact that they wanted to replace Rachel on the NBA broadcast with Maria Taylor, and she was quoted as saying, this is Rachel saying, I wish Maria all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. It sounds like she's saying, yeah, she already has all the other jobs. If you need to give her more things to do because you are feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, talking about ESPN, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, like, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. In other words, if you need to give her more jobs to make up the fact that you guys aren't diverse, don't take my job because I'm out here hustling. You are right. You are not going to find it from me or taking my thing away. Then she went on to say that I just want them to go somewhere else. It's cool. I want her to have a job. Just go somewhere else. It's in my contract, by the way. This job is in my contract in writing. She also said, I don't want to be the victim of them trying to play catch up by the same damage that affected me in the first place. You know what I mean? Just trying to be nice. Now, one thing I liked, she seemed to own her shit. She said if Maria felt the conversation was upsetting, then it was. Meaning if Maria thought it was upsetting, it was upsetting. Period. I love it. She said I was the cause of that for her. Love that part too. But then she played the female card. She said she made it seem like the tape was caught of a spy video from a female coworker alone in her room, hotel room. I don't know about that because you did that to yourself. Quickly come out. My take on this is this. I understand her being upset that Maria Taylor, they gave the job to Maria Taylor because I know Maria Taylor works hard. I believe she works hard. I believe she's talented, but I do also believe that they will shoehorn a black woman into a spot just to make themselves look diverse. And if they're going to do that, they're going to find somebody's job. And I'm sure Rachel wishes they would take a white man's job. But unfortunately, there's a lot of white men that have already lost their job to put women in the spot. If you watch NFL coverage on ESPN, there's shows where it's like 3 women talking football and maybe 1 guy. It's like, okay, we've kind of tipped the balance there.
Damn near every sports show is moderated by a woman.
Yeah, not just that, but like there's NFL shows where I've literally seen more women than guys, and you're like, why shouldn't there be more women than guys? Because
fantasy football, yeah, all of that stuff, yeah.
It's traditionally been a guy thing, and ESPN has worked hard to change that perception, but that's not the point right now. The point right now is if I was Rachel Nichols, I would be pissed too, because it looks like you guys are trying to cover up for your bullshit by taking my job that you already contractually promised to me. So I would be upset. But Rachel Nichols still looks bad because she was caught on tape looking not as woke as she is on camera. What say you?
Yeah, definitely a bad look for Rachel Nichols. I would say this, man. The thing about change and progress and all of that, when we're trying to right wrongs and include people who have not, been excluded in the past, somebody at the table has to give up their seat. That's just the way it is. When Jackie Robinson joined the Major League Baseball, when they called him up, that was one less white man in the major leagues. And
that's always been their fear. That's the root of racism, by the way.
Yeah. It's like the lack of competition. They feel as if they earned it, and you're only putting her or him in here because of their race.
But they kind of are, though. Not that Maria didn't earn it,
they
too.
assume, and here's the supremacy. I hate to get on my little Malcolm Farrakhan joint.
Get on it.
But the supremacy is they believe they're qualified.
Of course they think that.
So we're qualified. Anybody else you put in there is only here strictly because of some quota, not realizing you're probably here because of a quota.
That's the part that bothers me about Rachel Nichols. She literally seems to be forgetting that the reason why she has her job is because she is a white woman and she fills the diversity quota. And she doesn't realize that, yes, she is qualified, but she is also there because she's white and she's a woman. And just like Maria Taylor, who's taken her spot, yes, she's also qualified, but yes, she's also there because she is a black woman. Both. Man, we do this all goddamn day. We got more show, man. When we come back, man, the Dodgers' #1 pitcher is accused of sexual misconduct, but he allegedly has a text message that clears his name. We'll talk about this in MRA Podcast. Hey guys and gals, if you're enjoying the show, let someone know. Whatever app you're listening on, please subscribe, give us 5 stars, and leave a positive comment.
And why wouldn't you give us 5 stars and a positive comment? We're great.
Yes, we are. This helps our placement so that other people can enjoy the show as well.
And why wouldn't they? We're great.
All right, Kamal. Trevor Bauer, he's a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. That is my favorite baseball team. I'm going to say that honestly. He is accused of sexual assault with a woman. Now, here's the thing, man. When you accuse a man of sexual assault, especially these days, you're supposed to believe women. I'm not going to understand why, because a lot of men have gotten away with things. We know women have lied. We know men have lied. It's sometimes it's hard to say. But the reason why this case is so weird to me, Kamal, because there's a situation where the girl allegedly, according to her text messages, there's text messages that said that she wanted it rough. And she literally said, had never been more turned on in my life. This is after it happened. Getting choked by him. Give me all the pain. Rawr. R-A-W-R. She literally said, give me all the pain. So when pictures come up of her, of her face bruised, people are furious. And the man is being charged for sexual assault. But it's so confusing because it's like, yeah, it was rough. She actually asked for it rough. So I don't know, man, Kamal. Is this a case where, she asked for rough and he went too rough? He went too far? But all I know is, man, it's gotten to the point where the Dodgers are they're in the thick of the season right now. And this is their ace. He's their highest paid pitcher. He's the man right now. And people are starting to be mad that he has not been disciplined by the Dodgers. And one of the Dodgers legends, Dave Stewart, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dave Stewart, he was a member of the 1981 World Series team. He told USA Today Sports, the Dodgers organization that I grew up under the O'Malley family would never stand for that. The Dodgers should have stepped in the situation and they didn't. You've got to have character standards. I told him I can't show up to that because he's not going to come to the July 25th celebration where they're celebrating 40 years since his World Series title. The team released a statement that said the team and the Players Association supports the players until he's guilty. And Stewart said he broke the unwritten rule on how you should treat women, in all caps. Here goes another case of public opinion. I wonder, because the funny thing is, not the funny thing, but the thing is, this USA Today article, this particular article, maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't see where they mentioned the fact that the woman said she wanted to be roughed up. In this particular article, I didn't see it. In a different, this is why you got to read multiple articles. In a TMZ article, different articles, they mentioned the text messages that the lawyer said he has. This is my point about the publications will tell you they know who their audience is, and they will tell you what their audience wants to hear. You won't get all the facts. So if you only read this article and you read and you see pictures of a woman's face being bruised up, you're like, man, bury that man. You never should do that to a woman, which I think we can all agree. No woman should ever get her ass beat like that. It's ridiculous. I don't care what she did, what she said. Well, unless what she said was, I want you to beat me up during sex. Then I could understand what happened. I don't know. Come on. What do you say?
If this is true, Kyle, if these text messages are accurate, I think we're dealing with some mental health aspect. Because here's the thing, requesting to get beat up and punched. I mean, hey, listen, man, I'm no prude, but that seems a bit extreme to me. Mm-hmm. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
That's a red flag. If I'm a Bauer, I'm not going nowhere near this woman. I'm not going near this woman.
What if he likes the kink though?
That's the thing about it, man. If that's his thiz, then he opens himself up.
Oh yeah. Thank God he got the text messages, man. If he didn't have the text messages, dude, there's literally no excuse for this. And
it's like that actor Armie Hammer who likes biting women and all that stuff. It's like, dude, something's wrong with you. Something. He's like, I'm a cannibal. I like to take a piece of women and all this stuff. And if that's what you like, that's not normal, dog.
Yes.
Opens himself up to criminal charges.
It does, man. And let me just not do the thing that I'm accusing some of the publications of doing, not giving all information or all sides. I don't know all the information, so we're going to watch what we say on this. But according to one of the publications, they said that he strangled her unconscious and had anal sex with her while she was out. Now, if he does that, then it's like, okay, well, this ain't got nothing to do with the face. You didn't have consent with that. But then this woman said, I agreed to have consensual sex. However, I did not agree to or consent to what he did next. Now, I don't know what she means by that. Does she mean he took the back door without permission? If that's the case, then no, it doesn't. That you just because you get permission for the beatdown, you don't get to enter her anally while she's asleep. But this is a touchy subject, so. Look, man, like, I don't understand. And of course, I'm going to sound crazy, but I really don't understand. I don't understand you saying he did this to me twice. I can understand if he did this to you the last time, but if you're saying he did something to you twice and then there's a text message saying how much you enjoyed it from one of the times, that's very, very confusing. Sorry, let me add this in, man. She said that, so they try to get her to do a cold call where I guess that means she calls, police is on the phone trying to get him to confess. Right. Mm-hmm. And the woman said Bauer acknowledged only that he punched her repeatedly in the buttocks when she was unconscious. So to me, that proves she was unconscious, which is, to me, it's like, dude, that you've taken it too far if she's unconscious. And he acknowledged it. He punched her in the buttocks feels weird. It makes me wonder, did he know she was calling with police because she gave it away? And admitting to punch her in the buttocks is weird. But she is also accusing him of non-consensual sex on 2 occasions 3 weeks apart. That's the part that is like, it's really hard for me to understand the twice 3 weeks apart that you drove from, I think I heard it from San Diego to Pasadena for this shit and asked for it rough. I don't know, man. We're going to find out more, but we're definitely going to be reading more than one publication.
Shit. Yeah. That's unconscious shit. I mean, that's what they're getting Bill on. It's like, dude, if that's just true and Bill and these guys like him just out.
That's so weird, man. I can't co-sign that shit at all. Like I said, I want to be very clear. I am just saying that it's very confusing. Some of these text messages are very confusing, and the 2 times in 3 weeks sounds very strange. But we're going to get to at least we'll get more information as it comes. We'll try to get it back to you because, like I said, some of you guys, you don't have time to read 4 articles. We're going to read multiple articles from different point of views and try to call balls and strikes. When we come back, a track star missed her big break because of weed. Whose fault was that? Kamal and I let you know. It's the MRA Podcast. You listen to us, but Kamal and I want you to know that we listen to you too.
Even if we don't always respond to your tweets in a timely manner.
I love how you say we, man. So if you have some feedback, maybe you agree.
Maybe you disagree.
Or maybe you just want to tell us how much you love the show, or that you want to testify about how we specifically helped you out. Or maybe you just want to tell Kamal how he was right or wrong.
But mostly right.
Whatever you want to tell us, hit us on our social. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Hit us up and you just might hear your comment on the air.
Promise. We'll be gentle.
Sha'Carri Richardson was disqualified from the Olympics after it was revealed that she won her qualifying race with weed in her system, man. Yeah, she said she had no idea the weed was from Bob Baffert.
What?
That's the dude, the horse trainer that gave his horse steroids.
Oh, what the fuck is Bob Baffert?
That's the dude that gave the horses, the dude whose horse was trying to win the Kentucky Derby dude.
Bob Baffert.
You should have said that. From Kentucky Derby trainer Bob Baffert. There you go. Anyway, man, she won the women's 100-meter race in the U.S. track and field trials in Oregon last month, and then she tested positive. In an interview with NBC on Friday, Richardson blamed the positive test on her use of marijuana as a way to cope with the unexpected death of her biological mother. Whenever they say biological mother, that means moms must not have been there. She was in Oregon for the trials, and allegedly, like, some fucking reporter told her that her mom had just died. Who does that shit? That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked
up. Did you know your mom was dead? What? And so, yeah, I mean, just people, man. Some people just need their nose bitten off. Can you? But she just, I have to be the one to break the news.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about the media, man. They always want to break the story.
Yeah.
They need to keep shit going. Did you hear?
Yeah.
Your daughter says you ain't shit. What do you have to say about that?
Like, come on, man. This is a 21-year-old child. But anyway, man, let's talk about this, man. Look, early Thursday, she tweeted that I'm human, that I'm not a big fan of the tweet I'm human. She later owned it, but she's saying she was trying to quote. I don't seem to understand this. I know she's 21. She knew weed was illegal. I guess, I don't know. Maybe she has a real big problem. Because I can't understand when you can't smoke and you're at the trials blazing. That makes zero sense to me. I don't understand. It was edible. That. Okay, well, you can't have weed and you're at the trial and you take weed. Like, you can't wait a weekend. Like, you can't have it. AOC is saying this is an instrument of racist and colonial policy. She might be right, but we still have to know what is at stake before we race. I mean, listen. Here's what's crazy, man. Her chief rival is a Jamaican sprinter. If she ain't smoking weed, you got no excuse. No, I'm just playing. Hey, listen, much like the NCAA is changing these rules, they need to change. It's the rule. The rule is fucking bogus, but the rule is there, man. So there's just no excuse. I'm sorry. I hate that this happened to you. I hope that they bend the rule and let you on. I mean, so she's just gonna have to hope she makes the relay team.
Well, she did not make the relay team. Yeah, I guess they have certain rules with that.
They have certain rules and regulations.
Well, I think it's like I think you might have to compete or something like that. I don't know what the rules are, but in their statement they were like, "Man, it wouldn't be fair to the rest of the athletes if they just allow her to just join the team without, I guess, competing throughout the Olympics, and the other competitions or something like that."
True.
I don't necessarily think they should change the rule.
Wow, why not?
Well,
it's not a performance enhancer. It's not helping you get faster.
But if it's calming your nerves, that's helping you. If everyone's supposed to be up there nervous and one guy can block it out mentally and another guy has to blaze, to block out everything and perform at his best, then it is enhancing his performance.
True.
and it's a substance that is enhancing. So I don't think they should change the rule, man. I think that, I think the nerves and the height of the moment is a part of it. Who can overcome that shit? Now, this case is unique, mom dying and dealing with death, but again, Kyle, like you said, these are the rules.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, overcoming the moment is that's where legends are made.
Yeah, Michael Jordan
Buster
included.
Douglas. Yeah, Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson a week after his mom died. Now,
Yeah.
And so I get it, and I get everyone's heartbroken. Like, she's not gonna be able to participate in the Olympics. She's been training for years.
By the way, we got the Buster's mom died.
Buster's mom.
He was able to overcome that and knock out Mike Tyson. Keep going.
Yeah. And so she's been training for years to get to this moment, and for all intents and purposes, she gets to this moment, and a bad piss test is going to keep her out, and people feel like it didn't make her faster. But guess what, Kyle? If she was on that starting blocks thinking about her mom, she might have got off to them blocks a little slower. She might have hopped the blocks a little faster and got disqualified. Who knows? So
good
I'm a little different on this one, man. But I understand why everyone's upset. But like you said, it's the rule. It might be a dumb rule, but it is the rule, and she knowingly broke the rule, and she's got to suffer the consequence. That's a done dilly.
And that's your fault. When we come back, man, we're going to answer my sister's question about Lamar Odom. It's the MRA Podcast. Guys, I have a comedy album. It's called Be a Man at All Times, and it's on, what's it on? Oh, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you stream your content.
It's a damn good comedy album.
I appreciate that, man. There's stand-up on there. Kamal and I wrote a whodunit mystery called The Case of the Missing Balls. That's on there.
Based on the true story.
Check out the album. Show your boy some support. And you can buy it on iTunes. Keyword buy it. Stop streaming. My sister said, we got to weigh in on this Lamar Odom story. Let me break this down for y'all. Lamar Odom has allegedly not paid child support in over a year. We just talked about rules being rules. Am I going to change it for Lamar Odom because I'm a male rights activist? We'll find out. According to Radar Online, Odom's baby mama, Lisa Morales, or Liza, looks like Liza, sued him in May despite being on Basketball Wives. Odom owes her $91,000, and she claims she's facing eviction because she owes $83,000 in back rent.
Hold on, Kyle. Who was on Basketball Wives?
I thought that girl is.
No, you said Odom or the
girl.
Morales?
I'm sorry. Despite that she has a job on Basketball Wives, she's about to get evicted. I didn't say that right. She's about to get evicted. All right. Lamar's two children are Destiny and Lamar Jr. They're 23 and 19 respectively. Odom, nigga. Odom is accused of, isn't it ironic that he stopped a year ago? I wonder if he stopped when that nigga turned 18, not the point. Odom is accused of draining $68,000 from a bank account set aside for their children's college fund. That sounds crackish, Kamal.
Yeah.
Maybe Lamar's claiming he's broke. Morales seemed to be counting Lamar's check. She told the judge Lamar still gets enough dough from his NBA pension, and he just got $40K for that celebrity boxing match he won. That makes me cringe when people start counting other people's money, and it seems like she's like, he got money, bitch, you got money. He got money, get him, get his money for me. Judge said if Mr. Odom received money from his celebrity match, I'm sure you'd want to get a judgment so you can take action as soon as possible. Here's my take, Kamal. They had an agreement. Talk about the law, talk about the rules. If he was by law supposed to be paying child support, why did he stop last year? Yes, the amount is high. Yes, she has a job. But if the rule says you have to pay, I don't understand why he stopped paying. And when you think you're getting a certain amount and then it stops, that is jarring. Lamar Odom, he went after old girl on social media. He went after her on his social media, and the Shade Room talked about it. His comment was, I was never married to my kid's mother. I took care of her from the second she became pregnant, and even after I was married, I still paid her bills. I'm not responsible for a grown-ass woman. Once my children became adults, my duties were done. I told her to go back to work, move into an affordable home, and she didn't listen, and that is not on me. Well, nigga, that sounds fair to me. What's up, Kamal?
Is this real?
Nigga, this is real. That's her Instagram post. That's his Instagram post.
No. Like, she's taking him to court and hasn't paid child support in a year, and her kids are 23 and 19?
But don't you have to still pay if they're like in college or some shit?
I don't know. I thought it was once they turn 18. Now everything after that, I thought is like just gravy.
Bro, if he got old ass kids, right? And and they're acknowledging that they're 19 and 23, she shouldn't be able to take him to court unless the law says he has to still pay.
Unless there is a agreement, not the law, because remember that guy jumped off his daughter's child support in pennies when she turned 18. That last month, so she was just 18. So I know people that can't wait till they. I know people that last payment is 18. I think Gilbert Arenas was saying that. Oh, well, my last NBA check when they turned 18, here it is. Like, they brag about it. So I just don't see, like, this has to be some type of agreement to say I will pay, for a certain amount of time, because this can't be. I mean, I know this isn't legal. Well, they're 18 years old. Some people don't go to college. Some people's parents don't pay for them to go to college.
Well, it looks like, man, the judge said a bunch of shit to her, but he didn't say, hey, bitch, your babies are 19 and 23. The judge didn't seem to say that. The judge was telling her that maybe he can get a judgment. So we'll find out more about this, but I'm obviously rooting for Lamar Odom. When we come back, the NCAA is finally letting players get some money. And some kids have already started getting some of that dough. After that, we have a Dear Irby from a woman who wants her mom to be a better grandma to the firstborn grandchild. What should she do? Kamal and I, we got to coach her up. Lucky for her, it's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, what's up? If you're enjoying this show, do us a favor and donate to our Patreon.
Word.
Just go to www.patreon.com. That's Patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Word.
It's that simple. Listen to the show, love the show, share the show, break the show off with some dough.
Bars.
Kamal, how your kids doing, man?
They straight, man. Everything's good, man. The little one, he started today. It was his first day of soccer camp. Not soccer camp.
Snap.
Surfing camp.
Oh, man, what the hell? My boy gonna be out there. Hey, my daughter, man, she be doing that boogie boarding, man, and I love teaching her that. But surfing camp, man, is that because is his friends all white, or y'all just doing something different? What's going on?
Well, nah, man, she put him in the surfing lesson when we went to Costa Rica.
Yeah, oh, okay.
And he liked it.
Yeah.
And we liked it, and so it was like, man, just trying to figure out different camps to put him in.
Wait a minute, bro.
He's extremely athletic, but
I'm just thinking
really it's not really in the team sports.
Okay, so fuck team sports, man. We don't have a Tiger Woods of surfing yet, Kamal.
No,
we don't have our Venus and Serena of surfing. We don't have it yet. There's no Arthur Ashe of surfing yet, bro. It's gonna be Taz, man. Niggas always take it to the next level. Your son gonna be out there doing backflips on the board,
bunny hops and shit.
Yeah, like he gonna be holding his nuts while he does the Michael Jordan jump with it, opening his legs like jump man.
Yeah,
dude, your boy is a great athlete, man. Man, surfing has never seen an athlete like the artist formerly known as the Taz. And speaking of that, man, maybe he can get a full ride scholarship because, man, I'm sure some colleges, maybe University of Hawaii, have surfing teams. And now he might be able to get some of his money because the NCAA decided to allow schools to make their own decisions about questions of whether the athletes and how much the athletes can generate. Shouts out to my guy, Mook. I know you know Mookie from the IE, man. His son, Bubba Bolden at the U. I think he signed a deal with the moving company, man, to use his name and likeness. Shouts out, man. Money about to roll in just in time for my boys getting ready to go. One in college, one about to go to college. Man, just in time for Taz about to be out there. Everybody surfing like the Beach Boys getting paid, man. What say you, dog?
I think it's cool, man. I wish the school would pay him.
Of course, we ain't there yet.
This is the least they could do. Allow them to make some money outside.
Yes.
No,
Oh, listen, we're not going to pay you, but we ain't going to stop you from getting paid anymore. Thank you.
Right.
Start there.
Right. I wonder, so these guys could do commercials and whatnot?
Yeah, man. They could, yeah. Yeah, they can do commercials. They can endorse shit. They can start getting their Nike deal already. You know, they can get their own shoes. I mean, I don't know all the details, but yeah, they can use their name and likeness, and yeah, have a LeVar Ball, whatever. You know, Alonzo Ball.
Right. I mean, honestly, this is potentially like, you know, if the school's not paying them, then the boosters will.
They're gonna get paid, bro.
Oh yeah, anyway, because even the guys who aren't the high profile guys, to get them to go there, you know, if the booster has like some company, they know somebody who's like a you know, a friend of the program. Well, this guy is going to be the face of such and such, or he's going to be working for the company. All that stuff. Yeah, it's going to lead to, like, you know, cats going to be able to grease the system.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something. They're already doing it, so now they're just going to, it's kind of like weed. Like, they was already smoking weed, but now they just to be less afraid of it and do it out in the open. When we come back, we have a Dear Irby from a woman who wants her mom to be a better grandma to her firstborn grandchild. What should she do? Kamala and I got to coach her up. It's the MRA Podcast. You need some advice in your relationship
and can't afford a therapist?
Yeah. Hit us up and we'll get you through this.
We won't even charge you a copay.
Exactly. The Dear Irby letter is our longest standing segment on the MRA, dating all the way back to the webisodes. This is where we truly save relationships one listener at a time. We've saved marriages,
encouraged divorce,
taught a guy how to please his woman,
encouraged divorce.
Yeah, so hit us up for advice and we'll help you out. Send your emails to dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearirby@themrapodcast.com. Let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, I live in Indiana. My mom lives in D.C. She always finds time to go to trips 5-6 times a year. My blood is starting to boil already. Here we go. She must not listen to the show that often. But never to visit me. She finds time to go to trips 5 or 6 times a year, but never to visit me. My daughter is 5. She missed the birth, meaning her mom, the grandma, missed the birth of my daughter. Oh no. And never made it to one of her parties. Oh golly, this is horrible. I'm being an asshole, I'm sorry. My mom came to finally visit. Thank you, Jock, congratulations. But didn't spend any time with my daughter, her granddaughter. Oh, thanks for clarifying. I had to make her spend an hour. Ooh, make her. Ooh, all the things that make me boil come out. And I just ate. This food might come right up. I had to make her spend an hour with her own, here we go again, her own granddaughter for an hour while she was there. Here it comes. I'm tired of seeing my friends on Facebook. Oof, Kamal. I don't know if I can get through this letter, Kamal, without it's like everything that drives me crazy. I'm tired of seeing my friends on Facebook have the support of their moms. I'm tired of the way this makes me feel. What can I do to make my mom do better by her firstborn grandchild? Kamal, please help this woman.
What can I do to make my mom do better by her firstborn grandchild? Nothing, Chelsea. There's nothing you can do. Your mom's a grown-ass woman. She's probably stuck in her ways, man. You can't get your mom to do anything, and why would you want to? It's not organic. It wouldn't be organic.
They don't care about that. I'm sorry.
Chelsea, you live in Indiana. Your mom lives in D.C. If in the same city this was going on, I get it. I get it. She takes 5 or 6 trips a year. Yeah, because she takes 5 or 6 trips a year to have fun and to do whatever she's got to do. It's not necessarily meant for catching up and family. Now, is that right? I don't know. But that's who your mom is. You're expecting your mom to change. I would say, if this bothers you that much, now, is it because you're seeing other people on Facebook? Is this what bothers you? Is because you think this is what how society gets down? Because I guarantee it's not. Everybody doesn't get down like this. It's just the people you see. Like social media is not the world. It's not it's a small sample size, but it's not everybody. It's the people who want to show off, who want to show off their moms, look at the grandma. That's what social media is for. But the millions of people who don't, they're not on social media.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't feel bad about that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really truly want your mom to have a relationship with your daughter, you can't expect your mom to put in the work. You got to put in the work. Start going to DC more. Start going home more. Why does the grandma have to come see the daughter? I think it should be the opposite. I live in Lancaster. I'm sorry, my parents live in Lancaster, California. It's about an hour 15 minutes away from the house. I don't expect my parents to come visit their grandchildren. I take their grandchildren to them. Go to DC more. Start trying to see if your daughter can spend spring breaks out there, half the summer, a month, a couple of weeks. But your mom, it's not incumbent on her to. I mean, it would be nice, I guess.
Of course.
But that's not who your mom is.
No.
So if you want to change your behavior, I think first and foremost you need to change your behavior. I think you need to change how you get down. You need to start going to DC more. Hey, Mom, me and my daughter are coming out to see you in a couple of weeks. Are you gonna be in town? Try that. Now, if your mom is still trying to avoid you like the plague, I don't know, but I do know that grandparents, they kind of like to be visited. They like to be in the comfort of their own home and all that stuff, and so that's my advice. I don't think you can change your mom. I think you need to work on yourself, Chelsea, and hopefully everything will work out best for your daughter.
Let me come back on my way in. Yo, what's up? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Kamal.
And you're listening to the MRA podcast, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. Kamal, this thing frustrated the hell out of me, my guy.
I know it did.
Oh, my gosh. She always find time to go on trips 5 or 6 times a year. But never to visit me. This young lady, I'm going to tell you one thing, Chelsea, you sound like a spoiled brat.
That's not fair.
Me. Now, I do feel bad for you if you're still listening. I do feel bad for you because this was a tough one to stay through. I know, ladies, for some of y'all, you couldn't help it. You was like, I can't do this. You didn't want to hear it. Now I get it. Thank God we got the fellas. Anyway, I do feel bad for you, Chelsea, because in your mind, you're being wronged. And that's where the real problem is. You've got to figure out how to stop looking on other people's paper. You've got to figure it out. And you've got to work on some acceptance. And I complain that women do this to men all the time, where it's like, instead of accepting him for who he is, a lot of times, ladies, you just treat us the way you want us to be. That's not real. Now, I acknowledge that it seems like your mom would rather be doing these other things than be a typical grandma. And would you agree, Kamal?
Of course.
Yeah. So that does, let me just be honest. My grandma was knitting sweaters, both of them. They was knitting sweaters. They was both, especially my paternal grandma, one of my favorite humans in life, was a whipper and a shaker and a mover. But she, she cooked, she cleaned, she knit sweaters, and she did everything. She was, had foster kids, blah, 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 blah. But they were both very, one of them was a little more warm and fuzzy than the other, but they was both grandmas. Everybody ain't that. And so that sucks when you try to, it's just like every man isn't masculine and every woman isn't, what's the word when you're good with kids? Maternal?
Nurturing?
Yeah, nurturing and maternal. Every woman's not nurturing and maternal. They're just not. If you have a mom who's the CEO of Microsoft, I bet she's not the most nurturing woman in the world. That you don't always get both. So it sounds like you have the kind of mom that you wanted something different, but the truth is there was benefits to having your mom. But that's what you got to do. That's why you got to go through your gratitude every day. Because if you go through your gratitude, especially the things that make you frustrated, and you learn to be grateful for the things that even make you mad, you find the good in that boss you hate. You find the good in that wife you hate. and that husband you can't stand and that kid that's disappointing you. Luckily, I have kids that all are doing great, and I'm so proud. I'm so lucky. But you know, if I did have one, I would have to find the appreciation in that. You have to. I'm telling you right now, darling Chelsea, you are the problem. Your mom, I will admit, is not the ideal grandma. You're gonna have to accept that, and that's gonna be really hard. And I really don't know how you're gonna do that, but you're gonna have to. What can I do to make my mom do better by her firstborn grandchild? What you're doing right there is so manipulative. Because what you're saying is, because she's the firstborn, your mom must do this. You have a set of rules that your mom hasn't agreed on. And that's going to cost you. Her own granddaughter. I had to make her spend time with her own granddaughter. I can only imagine if we were on the phone talking right now, you would be arguing with me about what she's supposed to do based on these rules that let's just say most people agree on. Guess who doesn't? Your mama. So I'm tired of seeing my friends on Facebook to have the support of their mom, so stop looking. That's all you can do. You can only control you. Good luck. Where can we find you?
Twitter, Instagram, and Clubhouse at Angry Kamal.
All right, I am at Kyle Irby on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. At the MRA Podcast on the same three. KyleIrby.com is my website. The MRAPodcast.com is where you can listen to 153 of our episodes. We are coming up on 156 very soon. And that, my friend, is 3 years in the game. Check us out on DynastyRadioNY.com and 107.3 VIP, our affiliates in New York and Illinois, respectively. Kamal, appreciate you bringing it and being prepared every single week, my guy.
No problemo.
Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.